Hey there, it's Matt, 2A Cops. I'm out here today at the range with some of my favorite holsters ever made. Been carrying a gun every day since 1990, late 90, or 96. Let's call it 96. And gone through lots of holsters. I've got 2 giant bins of plastic bins, like that big, full of holsters at home from different things that you try over the years. Anybody who's been carrying guns for a long period of time is going to have a bunch of different holsters that they've tried and didn't like. Back in 2013, I was writing for the Bang Switch, and I had a company I'd never heard of before reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to try one of their holsters. That company was Stealthgear USA. November of 2013, they sent me a holster. And it was, at the time, it was called the Onyx. That was the model that they had. That has since evolved into the Ventcore and now the Ventcore 2. I just got a hold of a couple of the Ventcore 2s, and that's why I'm out here today. But I brought along a couple of my older ones. So this is an early OWB. For that matter, I was one of the beta testers for these that helped them redesign these little wings here, because the initial version of it would, your shirt would hang up on it when you'd go to draw, and I wasn't the only person that had that problem. So they went back to the drawing board, redid it. This is sold as the Ventcore 1.0 OWB. They still make it. It's a great holster. I don't carry a Glock 19 anymore. I'm carrying other smaller guns, but this is a Glock 19 holster. Used that a lot. Carried that for a very long time. Then when I retired my Glock 19 as my carry gun, I ended up buying a Springfield XDS. And when I first bought that, I bought this holster for the Springfield XDS. This is a Ventcore 1.0. I don't carry that gun anymore. I have long since retired that gun, but I used that holster for several years carrying that. And then after moving to Free America, and I bought my first Springfield Hellcat, which is what you see in that holster, I was going to buy a new holster for this, and I was looking at the 2 guns. I stuck my Hellcat in here, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it actually clicks in. It fits perfectly. They do make a Hellcat specific one that probably fits better, but this fit perfectly for me, and that's, so the gun is not coming out, and that's with no body on the back side of this. So it's inside your waistband, you got the belt and everything squeezing it together so it even has better retention. That was my Hellcat. Those are the Ventcore 1.0s. I stopped carrying Stealthgear holsters for a while, and it wasn't anything to do, nothing to do with their holsters. The reason I stopped carrying them is because they didn't make holsters for guns equipped with lights. Everything that I've carried has a light on it. Why? Well, I carried a light on my gun my entire, well, from about 2003, 2004 on, the rest of my career, there was a light on my gun. Why? Because I want to be able to see something. You don't want to just shoot at something at night if you can't see what it is. I tell people this all the time: buying a gun for home defense, have some sort of light. It doesn't necessarily have to be affixed to your gun, but near your gun. Because just because something goes bang on your front door doesn't mean you can shoot it. It could be a teenager, child of your own, who snuck out and you didn't know they were out, busting the door open because they forgot their key. It could be a drunk neighbor came stumbling into your house thinking they were at theirs. You got to identify your targets before you shoot. And at nighttime, the best way to do that is with a light. So all of my carry guns, I don't know if this will show up on camera because it's so bright out here, but yeah, there it is. You can see it. All my carry guns typically run a Streamlight TLR7 on them. The bigger guns, duty guns, I'm running other full-size lights, but the TLR7 is probably the best concealed carry light out there, and they're reasonably priced. That brings me to where I'm at today. This is the Ventcore 2.0 OWB holster. I have not even put this thing on yet. I've got these about 2 weeks ago. This is a good shooting little gun. I hate the manufacturer of this gun currently, so I don't carry this gun. But I will be using it today. And again, there's nothing wrong with the gun. I just don't feel like pimping that company's products whatsoever. However, my daily carry gun is a Springfield Hellcat Pro, which you can see right there in a StealthGear OWB Ventcore 2.0. So they made some changes on the Ventcore 2.0 from the original Ventcores, and that is the Kydex portion for each individual gun. This is a Hellcat Pro with a TLR7. So every holster they make for a Hellcat Pro with a TLR7 uses the exact same piece of Kydex. That simplified their production process, makes them better able to get holsters out in a more timely manner because most of their holsters are made to order. The platform will change. The holsters, the Kydex is the same. This one you will also notice is set up for a light. My Hellcat Pro has a TLR7 on it as well. All right, real quick before I get into doing some shooting, I do want to talk about another very important aspect of concealed carry. Not just your holster that's important, your belt is very important. I've used leather belts, I've used different kinds of nylon belts, I've used all kinds of stuff over the 30 years, 20 some odd years I've been carrying guns. The absolute best, most comfortable, easiest to use belts for concealed carry that I've ever used are made by Core, and it's K-O-R-E. This is one of their belts. They make them in all kinds of different patterns. They make them in leather. They make them, and most of them in nylon, different colors, different patterns. This is a camo pattern. If I sit down and I'm eating at a restaurant, I don't know if you've ever been eating and you're carrying a gun and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, my belt's starting to feel tight. On this thing, I just loosened it 3 or 4 notches. I can sit there, I can eat, I can be comfortable. When I go to stand back up, I just do that. I got steel downrange. Thank you to Thor Targets. They are a sponsor of the channel for providing the steel targets that I'm shooting today. They do make appendix. For people who carry appendix, StealthGear makes appendix as well. I don't carry appendix. I don't like having my gun pointing at those parts. And additionally, I have tried using appendix holsters before. I got like a nerve that runs right there. I can never get comfortable. It's always causing a lot of pain. So I don't carry appendix. Plus all my training, my entire law enforcement career, the gun has always been on my right hip. Shit hits the fan, I'm gonna be reaching for my right hip. That's why I carry where I carry. But you can see, I mean, this gun comes out nice and quick. Did not lock open. The very important part is being able to holster again, reholstering your gun. You don't want to have to get your fingers in the holster and pry it back open. That's why inside the waistband leather holsters are a horrible idea. The soft-sided Uncle Mike's that I've used in the past, regretfully I admit that, those are horrible for reholstering. They're not that great for trigger protecting your trigger as well, but they are absolutely horrible for when it comes to reholstering. You want something that's got some shape of its own. Kydex is probably the best solution that anybody has come up with. I've been wearing this holster now for 3 weeks, maybe. I carried this one for probably 10 years. You can see it's got a little bit of discoloration there from sweat. The holster is still solid. Again, like I said, being able to reholster your gun is super important. These are fantastic holsters. They maintain their shape. They secure your gun. Again, this is the gun I carry every day now. You can see I'm shaking it upside down. Granted, there's no rounds in it, so it's a little bit lighter than it should be. But it locks in nice and tight, especially when you've got your belt on the outside and your body on the inside pinching that together. Like I said, I have not used this holster yet. This is the OWB StealthGear Ventcore 2.0. This is an outside the waistband holster. I'm gonna tuck my shirt in for this. Otherwise, it's just gonna get in the way of me trying to even get this thing on my belt. Like I said, I've used one of these, the previous version, the Ventcore 1.0 OWB. I used it for years carrying my Glock 19. The one change they made on the 2.0s is you can actually clip them on without having to take your belt off. So this gun in this holster, wow, that's even more comfortable. I might have to get one of these for my Hellcat Pro or my Canic. When I reached out to StealthGear about getting a copy or a couple of the newer holsters, they were not yet making for the Canic MC9LS, the Mete MC9LS, which I really enjoy carrying that gun. They said they were going to work on it. They also are working on the Springfield Echelon. They do make PDP holsters, but they were not making any light compatible PDP holsters. They said they're going to be coming out with a PDP for a TLR7 very soon. So if you carry a PDP, they've got you covered. Echelon, they will have us covered soon. Same thing with the Canik Mete MC9LS or MC9, MC9L. Should cover all those guns. And they're going to make it with and without a Streamlight TLR7 sub. So that should cover anybody carrying that. They do make lots of different guns, lots of models, and they keep adding more. Outside the waistband, Ventcore 2.0. Yeah, if I carried this gun, I would be using this holster right now because that is stupidly comfortable. Definitely going to be getting one for the Hellcat Pro. You know, one thing I didn't talk about was just the general fit and finish. A lot of holster companies, they cut their chunk of Kydex out and then they mold it and that's it. They will have very square edges that, and depending on what the relief is around your grip, like on this gun here, let me come in closer. So on this gun here, you can see I got plenty of room to get on the gun without digging my finger into the Kydex. So these holsters are designed by people who are actually carrying guns. They think about stuff like that. In addition to the fact that I'm not driving my finger into a chunk of Kydex in the first place, even if I did and got a really weird grip, StealthGear takes their time on every single chunk of Kydex here, all the way around this thing, and I don't know what they're doing it on, but it is chamfered or rounded all the way over, very slightly, so you don't have any sharp corners on the edge of the Kydex. Wonderful thing if you're carrying a chunk of Kydex inside your pants. So it's very nice. You're not digging your fingers into sharp edges. The fit and finish is phenomenal. Let me grab the oldest holster here that's got the most use. It's going to be my Glock 19 holster. This one I've had for a very long time. You can see on the inside, the part that is hitting your belt, they've actually got with this same material that's on the other side of the holster, the inside, but the part that's touching your skin has a soft, it's like the really nice backpacks, hunting or hiking backpacks. On the inside of these straps, they've got the padded, and then it's got like a soft material. That's what this red material is here. I can't show it to you here because the light is, let me see if my flashlight will get through there. All right, so, yep, you can see it. So you can see the vents in the chassis of this holster. That allows air to get through there, so they breathe really well. This material does not, it's moisture wicking. On the 2.0s, they've added some extra padding around the mounting locations for the Kydex shell. They do have different options as far as clips go. They've got a lot of different options as far as holsters go. So there's a reason that they have been my favorite holster for 10, 12 years. Take a look. You cannot go wrong with this holster as far as comfort goes. And again, inside the waistband, outside the waistband, appendix, they make chest rigs, they make all kinds of stuff. Go give them a shot. Tell them 2A Cop sent you. Part of this whole concealed carry, have a holster, have your gun, the more comfortable your holster is, the more likely you are going to be to keep it on and carry your gun with you. If you have an uncomfortable holster, if you have an uncomfortable gun, you're just not going to carry. It's just human nature. People don't want to do things that are uncomfortable. So make your holster secure and comfortable. You'll be more likely to carry your gun, which helps you practice your ABCs. Always be carrying. Have your gun with you everywhere you go. That's all I got for you today. Like, share, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, all that good stuff. There's Matt, 2A cops. Hold your hand still, fucker. So let me quit saying so. All right, so outside. All right, so